What up, photography family? In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 reasons to buy the LX100. Alright, so the first main reason I love this camera is for the manual dials of hearing these clicks for the aperture, having the option to move these shutter speeds and instantly know that you're in the correct either shutter speed or aperture that you want to be in when you're out in the wild shooting. These manual dials make it feel a little bit more like an old film camera that I'm used to having, which is what helps it be my favorite feature about the LX100. You quickly adjust your settings with the exterior dials from the camera, and then you quickly just either use the EVF or the screen as a viewfinder. So being dial driven versus menu driven, it keeps you from fiddling around with too many buttons and looking at your screen too much to get your desired settings, which also helps you stay more in the moment.
Ready?
So reason number 2 to buy the Lumix Lx100 is that its size. So the Lx100 is compact enough to fit into most jacket pockets and any small camera bag. It's also light enough to, if you have to, just lug it around on you, put it on a camera strap and just wear it and it not really be too heavy on you or strain you in any way. You honestly will wear it around and just forget about it. The size of this camera also allows it to be non-threatening. And of course, by non-threatening, I don't mean in danger of someone's life. When I'm out shooting with this versus a larger DSLR or film camera even, people are very alarmed by the size of my cameras. If I have something like this, I just look like a tourist and no one is too cautious of me and wondering what I'm taking pictures of, if I'm taking pictures of them or anything like that. So it just allows you to be more discreet.
I just heard some bad news. You're running like a track star, but somehow always catch you. Last time you said it was the last time. The last time we did it in the back room. Always on the run like a wild horse, chasing dreams you can't ignore. But baby, there's a fire in your eyes, and I can feel it burning deep, deep in my core. Last time we did it in the back room. Last time we did it in the back room.
So the third reason to buy the Lumix Lx100 is for the zoom lens. This zoom lens has a f1.7 Leica Vario Summilux zoom lens, full frame terms equivalent. That ends up being 3.4 f-stop that ranges from 24 millimeters all the way to 75. What's great about this is you no longer have to fight with yourself, and instead of contemplating with myself a lot like I do with my Minolta Maximum 5 of what lenses to bring and have on there, I have all those options in the small compact size. So you have the 24 millimeter, which is wide enough for most scenarios that people shoot in. Typically I stay at the 28 millimeter. For my widest preference, I actually prefer the 35 and the 50 millimeter range. That's just kind of what I'm used to in California with these wider streets. But you also do have the 75 millimeter range when you want to get like a boat in the water or a farther landscape, which is kind of handy from time to time. But all of these options are amazing for everyday photography, travel photography, and amateur photography, to be honest. Anyone just trying to get into photography will really appreciate the wide range of focal lengths. So the fourth reason to buy the LX100 are the zoom features. Boring, we're still talking about the zoom lens, but there's the features about it I recommend turning on. And the first is the step zoom. There's two options. There's the step zoom that I have set up, which goes from 24 to 28 to 35 to 50 to 70 and 75 in those steps. The other option is to go up and down 1 millimeter at a time. Step zooming is a little slow, but usually 1 or 2 clicks away from the preferred focal length, which is what I prefer, that I have those focal lengths instead of constantly zooming in and out 1 millimeter at a time. I'd rather just take step to take the photo. Worst case scenario, I'd go wider and I crop in post. So the second zoom feature about this camera that I recommend you turn on is zoom resume, which is kind of hard to say. What that is, the camera will remember the last focal length you shot at. So let's say you zoom all the way to 50 millimeters, which the camera is at now. You take the photo, you turn it off, and the next time you turn it back on, it's going to resume back to the 50 millimeter, which you have to turn on. But I 100% recommend it, because the other option is to just have it turn on and every single time it'll default back to the 24 millimeter focal length. But I would prefer that if I shot 50 millimeter last or even 75 millimeter last, like I do in sports photography or wildlife photography, that it goes back to that setting. Because most likely, if that was the last focal length I used, I will need it again when I turn it back on, versus assuming that I would like to go back to 24 millimeter every single time I turn it back on. It just makes sense to me. I don't know if I've met anyone that would disagree. Go ahead and comment down below. But I think that's an amazing feature about this camera. If you don't have it on yet, go ahead and turn it on. And when you buy it, go ahead and turn this feature on.
Chefing on the road with my furry friend, exploring every corner until the day ends, capturing the moments with my camera in hand. Can't let them slip away, gotta make them grand. Testing out new gadgets, all the latest gear, chasing after memories while they're still here, laughing with our families, creating memories, testing old cameras, capturing the past, framing our memories, they're meant to last. Every shutter click freezes time in its place in this gallery of life. Your smile takes up all the space. We're chasing freedom, never wanting to go slow. Leashed together, but our spirits, they can flow.
The fifth and final reason to buy the Lumix Lx100 is the look. To categorize it really quickly, it's like a mini Leica. Obviously with the manual features, they do a lot of collaboration with Lumix, and there's a Leica version of this camera which is actually labeled Leica, but this Lumix Lx100 has a Leica lens, it has the Leica look, and you can dress it up like I have here with this lens hood and then a filter on it. It has an amazing look with this grip that adds a little bit of height to it, and then you have that red strap if you want to make it look fancy with the Lumix Lx100ii. Or I have just this simple, more compact size of, I still have a lens protector so I don't have to remember to take off and on the lens cap or lose it out in the wild. I just have this, and this is our more discreet compact size, and the lens comes in and out. As soon as you turn it off, the lens cover is going to come back on top and just close on it. The look is the fifth reason there for me. But yeah, you can dress it up, dress it down. The look is definitely one of the key reasons to buy this camera, or any camera. I feel like when you like the look of your camera, maybe it's the hipster in me, but the look of things definitely inspire me to use them more often. Especially this is a very aggressive look and beautiful when you're out and shooting it. This is my street photography package or look when I go out and shoot. It's still compact enough. I actually just keep it in the camera bag. This is kind of how I bought it. I bought it like this. It actually had it had the original ring, and it had the caps. I had both caps, but I ended up buying lens hoods for both of these cameras. But yeah, the look of this camera. All right, guys, my sixth cheesy reason to buy the Lumix Lx100 is the results. So we're gonna be rolling these photos in to show you guys the results of this camera. This is a good time. If you made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Go ahead and comment any questions, suggestions down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, guys, happy shooting.
Testing old cameras, capturing the past, framing our Every shutter click freezes time in its place in this gallery of light.